Wow. Now, speaking of how things can really turn just on a dime, I want to show you this article, guys. This is from the Sun, the U.S. Sun. Israel admits some of Iran's underground uranium stockpile survived Trump's blitz and threatens to strike bases again. So this was interesting. According to this report, again, Israel is now saying some of Iran's highly enriched nuclear weapons grade uranium stockpile. By the way, it's missing, and there was a report saying that Israel doesn't really know where it's at, which I question that, but whatever. Survived. Anyway, this article says that they are now saying that this stockpile survived the bombings, and now they're saying that there is a possibility. I guess they're going to, I don't know, how Israeli intelligence is going to let that play out or whatnot, but they're saying there could be another bombing on this. Your thoughts on that?
Oh, there is no doubt this is not over. I did see another recent article in the last couple of days that Israel has admitted exactly what you just read there, but they also said we know where it is. We know where it went, and it's being hidden, and we know where it's being hidden. So, unfortunately, there was a even before all this happened, there was the realism that even our bunker buster weapons were not going to get all the way in. It's just impossible. It's way too underground because our weapons went 200 feet. Well, they've put this stuff inside mountains where you got 1,000 feet or 2,000 feet above you. So there's no way that. And again, in reality, Trump, I think, was. I think he was overstating and exaggerating. Not that it wasn't a successful mission, but in the overall goals of eliminating everything, no, there's just no way. And but the biggest thing is not even so much. It did set him back a couple of years if that's true. The biggest thing in this whole operation was not even necessarily whether our bunker busters were successful. It was that they got Trump to do something, and Trump
Right.
joined. America joined in. And that was the victory for Israel, knowing, and I don't disagree with that. I think they were right to do it at all, 100%. So, but Israel, this was the first time, again, that even Trump, I don't believe Trump's a warmonger. I really don't at all. But to get him to actually do something was pretty powerful. And I think he realized that all the lies that Iran told him back in his first administration, and he saw them doing the same stalling that was happening this time. Finally, he just said, "You know what? Enough's enough." So this is not going away. And how does this contribute to Ezekiel 38? Well, we know that Iran is one of the primary members there, so
Yep.
they have not gone away. And so whether they also said that they realized that Iran learned something. So they learned that that Israel can attack across many thousands of miles or 1,000 miles or so, just normally, but that the United States was willing to do it. And secondly, they realized we need to go deeper. So
Mm.
everything they do now is going to go deeper. And so there really won't be, there won't be another operation necessarily with bunker busters because it's just not going to be a realistic goal.
Wow. So I got two real quick questions, and we're going to wrap this up. We got about 6 minutes left. One, I'm sure you probably saw this. It's as if Putin is provoking Trump. I know you probably saw this, but recently he bombed Ukraine. It was like they're calling this like one of the most intense bombings since the war began, and this made headlines, and and then there was this alleged leaked audio that came out, where in which Trump said, he threatened China and he threatened Russia or Putin that he would bomb them as well. Now I don't know. This was a while back, but do you think that could we get involved? Could America be engaged in a war directly with Russia? What's the end game with this with Putin? Now we know, if I'm correct, Russia is involved. Some people don't believe they are, but some people do. Again, your thoughts may be different, but I've always thought that Russia is involved in Gog and Magog as well. They're the Southern Soviet Russian state, or an aspect of that of Ezekiel 38:39. But if not, then again, your thoughts on that. And then the second question, which we'll close on this, is what do you think we should be looking for? What's the next thing, the big thing on the prophetic timetable that we really need to keep our eyes on?
Yeah, going to Ezekiel 38, there's no doubt that Gog of the land of Magog, that Magog does refer to what we understand in ancient history as the Scythians or the Scythians, depending on how you want to say it. And these were a nomadic people on the southern steppes of Russia. So that is 100% clear. In fact, it goes all the way over to Ukraine. And so, which Ukraine, again, in ancient times, there was no border there as we have these artificial borders today. So, in fact, there's you could even, hypothetically, you could even include Ukraine being in part of the land of Magog. So,
Interesting.
Nevertheless, I think Russia absolutely, from the farthest parts of the north, is involved in that war, 100%. Along with, again, what we've been seeing with pictures of Erdogan and all the recent presidents of Iran. So what's the end game with Putin? Well, this, I find this interesting. I do not, I as of right now, I don't think that Trump, even though he might make comments about bombing this or that, I don't think he wants a fight with Russia. I don't think he wants a fight with China, because I really do think, again, what's his goal? And people could argue if they want, but what's he doing? Everything that he has been doing has been seeking to create peace
Yeah.
agreements. He tried with Putin. He tried with Ukraine. He's trying with everybody, certainly in the Middle East. And he gets frustrated because I really do think, and he makes comments, he really wants the Nobel Peace Prize. Okay. Look
Yeah.
at what he did for Pakistan, right? And India at the time, and they praised him. So right before the United States bombed Iran, they were praised him. They nominated him for the Peace Prize. So I don't think he's being eager to start a war with anybody in that regard. However, I think Putin is trying to press and to see how far can I get away with this. I do think as well that I don't think Putin would necessarily mind a wider conflict with Europe. Europe is very weak. Europe is, of course, Trump has been very clear about NATO, wondering whether it's even needed anymore, forcing them to raise their income, their income contributions. So the United States is over here, but I think Putin, if he wants anything, is he would want a greater conflict with Europe, but not the United States, because that would be World War III, because nobody's going to win that.
Right.
Nobody's going to win that. Eventually, if it was existential, there would be nuclear weapons. And so we're not interested in taking over Russia at all. It's cold. Okay. We don't want to be there in that regard. But so I think over what are we looking for? What I'm watching is, in the sense of prophetic trends, is, of course, you always have the Middle East. That's certainly there. What I'm watching more is during the Biden administration, prophecy teachers would talk often about globalism. We would talk about artificial intelligence, quantum computing, all these things, all of the things that the world, especially with Biden at the helm, Klaus Schwab, all these world organizations, World Health Organization, UN, about their globalistic efforts. So all that to say, we watched that very carefully, and it was making progress. Well, I think the mistake that we have is that, Trump came in and it's all stopped now. I don't think that's the case at all. Now, there's no doubt that Trump is empowering America. And obviously, we're getting rulings by the Supreme Court that in many ways are helpful to the strength of America, whether it's border security or other things that are helping our sovereignty, right? In the sense of American sovereignty. So there's no doubt Trump pulling out of agreements and things has been very good. However, what is happening under Trump's administration is, for example, you have Palantir, you have the Stargate project, you have even Doge. I mean, who wouldn't want somebody to come in and with like Musk and to find air, waste? But let me turn it in a different direction. When Musk came in with his very smart young men and using all this very sophisticated technology and software, The one thing where America was weak before was in its integration governmentally. But imagine now, and this is what happened. Musk came in. He's like, man, some of this software is like from the 1980s and 1990s. And so he made this behemoth efficient. Now they all talk to each other. So when you look at the nefarious aspects of the deep state, they're going to appreciate this when Trump leaves, because all the things now that they wanted is now going to be that much more efficient. So we can't be short-sighted here. That, granted, I love no waste, but, and I'm not saying even Musk had this thought. Maybe he did. I don't know. I doubt it. But nevertheless, all these things that are, all these global systems, all these technologies that will one day be used by the Antichrist are getting put into place. All the data centers, this $500 billion Stargate project.
Yep.
So that's what I'm watching right now is I really do believe that Trump, not that maybe he knows it. I don't know. I don't know anybody's heart, but the decisions he's making at seeking to put America first are allowing these systems to be put into place, even as it relates to technology, Bitcoin, payment systems, etc. Look at what Musk wants to do. He wants to make X the biggest payment system ever, modeling it after payment systems in China through social apps, Starlink, all this stuff. That's what I'm watching right now prophetically.